Welcome to TMZ Live. You have heard about alternatives to the Super Bowl, i.e. the Puppy Bowl.
The Super Bowl halftime show.
Right. The Puppy Bowl. There is now another alternative, and it is political.
Very political, and clearly a response to the backlash against Bad Bunny being picked to do the Super Bowl halftime show, and it comes from Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, and Turning Point USA are offering up an alternative halftime show, and they don't have their artist yet, but they're...
It's got to be Lee Greenwood because of the way everybody has been talking about it.
Lee Greenwood was a big topic yesterday after everything with Bad Bunny, which we'll get to that in a second. But here's what they're trying to find their list of artists, I think. And it seems like it's going to be more than one artist, perhaps. Here's the poll that they put up, searching for what their audience may want in a Super Bowl halftime show.
What music genre would you like to see featured?
The first one hits it right on the head.
Anything in English.
Anything in English.
And then Americans, classic rock, country,
Americana, classic rock, country.
So they can choose as many as they want.
Hip hop, pop, or worship.
So anything in English is going to be 94%.
I really hope they share the results.
Oh, they haven't no results yet?
They just put that up this morning.
Oh, I thought they
just put that up this morning. So they're taking the temperature. They want to see what the audience wants.
Okay.
And then I think they'll reach out to the appropriate artists.
Go back to the poll real quick.
To the poll? Which one do you think is going to win?
Well, there's no, it's going to be more than one. It's going to be anything in English, Americana, country, and maybe pop.
I think you are
maybe worship.
I think you're underestimating worship. And I think, yes, anything in English will probably get the most votes, and then we'll see.
I got to say that people may vote. I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm going to watch this. They got to come up with something really big for people not to. They got to come up with something big.
Awesome. I think this is great because we're going to find out, right? Now there will be hard results to see what people really wanted to see.
Well, and people are going to watch the game. Obviously, they're going to watch the game.
Be careful what you wish for.
No,
people are going to watch the game, but look.
You could flip over and watch this.
And the Charlie Kirk Memorial Service got a tremendous amount of people, 100 million people
no, of course it did.
Globally. So, I mean, he's got the audience and the fan base. I think a lot of people will turn away, if for nothing else, to prove a point. And I think they'll do good numbers. They're not going to do Super Bowl numbers, but
here's the problem. But there's a problem with this.
What?
Because people are going to watch Bad Bunny for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
Number one, they want to see Bad Bunny. Yeah. Number two, they want to see the reaction from the crowd. And number three, they want to see if there's conflict or confrontation.
Does he say something? Does he take a jab at President Trump or something like that?
So there are multiple reasons why people are going to watch this, even if they're not Bad Bunny fans.
I agree.
So the idea of trying to get people away from watching the Super Bowl halftime show, It's
I agree with you. That's why I want to watch it. I want to see if he says something, if there's a sort of a protest, anything like that. That's why I'm interested.
I prefer this offering an alternative. I prefer this because instead of going, you have to boycott, we're offering you something instead of just saying, hate on Bad Bunny. Listen, this is what America's supposed to be. You have options, right? Freedom of speech.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just thinking.
I do think
who are they going to get, Charles?
I do think the poll does say a lot, though, that the very first thing is anything in English.
Right.
Which is basically saying.
That's been the whole point here. That's been the whole point.
No. There are two things that people are hating about Bad Bunny.
That and ICE.
Right.
And by the way, on ICE, we broke this story yesterday, just so you should know. And Bad Bunny is taking heat for this. That during the rendition of God Bless America
in the Yankees game on Tuesday night, he sat. We actually have a little bit of video. You can hear the words. The words from God Bless America when the crowd is singing. What's the line that they were singing?
I know, I'm just forgetting myself.
I totally forgot it. Well, play the video. And guide her. Yes.
So you hear and guide her. So they're singing God Bless America. We got people saying, yeah, he was sitting, and there you go. He was sitting, so people are talking about that.
Turning Point offered their alternative the day after that came out. 'Cause
Right.
I do think that probably irked a lot of people.
Who are they going to get? Who are they going to get?
They can get
No. Who are they going to get that is going to move
Is
people?
it going to be some sort
It's
of
never-
Christian? I think it's going to either be some Christian artist,
too
but I'm
narrow.
not sure that's going to do
It's
it.
too
But
narrow.
they don't care
I
about
agree.
that.
No,
They
I
just
agree.
want to know what their audience
No, but they do
wants
care.
to see.
If their
They're not
numbers,
gonna-
if
they
their
know they're not going to get bigger numbers than the
Trump
Super
couldn't
Bowl.
even
But
get
you
a
don't
good
do it if
person
you get
for his
weak numbers.
inauguration. Turning Point's not going to get someone
What are you
for
talking about?
this.
He had Carrie Underwood.
Eh.
Well, what do you mean? He had-
Eric,
what are you
Carrie
talking about? He had
Underwood is
Carrie
huge.
Underwood.
It's huge.
the-
Carrie Underwood,
Okay.
guys.
You guys are. You're,
No, that was weak.
that's a
you-
stretch.
you
to say
can't-
Carrie Underwood.
about?
She's
Truly,
Truly,
a
I forgot
hater
about
artist.
Carrie.
No, not haters.
I was
Now
thinking,
you're just hating.
I was
She
thinking
is
more of the first
Now they're just
inauguration.
hating. You know what they
Just
have?
hating. No,
She is
You know what they have?
massive.
She's irrelevant
When
now.
Charles is calling out
TDS.
TDS,
No, she's
you
not
got it
relevant now.
bad.
You got TDS.
It's a fatal case. It can't be cured.
No, to be
It's an
fair-
incurable case.
To be fair, no, I'm
TDS.
sorry. I was thinking more of the first inauguration.
TDS.
Hi, it's Emiliana from Pennsylvania. You know, I'm honestly just really sick of everything being political. I am excited for the Super Bowl. I wish I could just sit there, turn my brain off, and watch a super talented, super sexy American artist, Bad Bunny, get up there and perform.
Well, a lot of
She said it. All the above is true.
A lot of people are going to be. Hey, will you please get out of my shot?
You know what? I hear you say that frequently, in most of the show, really. But that very line is what got.
Well, a modification of that line.
Yes, I guess she went a little bit further. Former Congresswoman Katie Porter, who is running for governor in California and among the Democrats is the leading candidate right now. Well, there's something she said to a staffer. Now, this was a few years ago.
2021.
2021, and she was doing an interview. It looks like, I guess, from home. This was probably during lockdown. And listen to what happened.
You can look in the back in the kitchen and you see the person looming there. Watch this.
The state could lose out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot.
So she's taking
Yeah.
a lot of heat for this.
Uh-huh.
She has taken a lot of heat for this, and you can already see the campaign ads, both in the Democratic primary in California and if she wins,
If she
the,
wins the
primary,
primary, right.
you see what Republicans are going to do with this. So it raises a really interesting question that if Donald Trump said this, I think people would be unfazed because it's his brand.
Mm-hmm.
So the question,
Well, this is the thing about Democrats
Right.
and against Trump, right? That if Democrats try to play play it the way he would, they get ripped. But if he does it, and part of that is that you expect it from him.
Right.
And you don't necessarily expect it from most Democrats.
is part of
But
it that she's a woman?
yes, that is definitely part of it also. There's a double standard at play.
There's a huge part that she's a woman, right? I mean, when you are running for governor and women are considered by many voters unfairly to be softer, you want to show assertiveness. She is just being an executive here. She is saying, what I need now is you to get out of this shot. I know you're fact checking me, trying to correct me for my own good, but get out of the shot because she's running to be
Get out of the
chief executive.
blanket
It's
shot.
Get out of the blanket
Yeah,
shot.
you
And I
can
think it
ask
actually
someone-
will help her in some ways because it shows the sort of fortitude you need to be a governor.
But the
I don't
point
think-
is,
I don't think people receive it that way at all.
You can be firm and ask someone to get out of your shot without the curse words that came along.
if you want them to get out
And
of your
that-
shot, you got to be.
So let me make an argument here. If Gavin Newsom said this, because Gavin Newsom is going after Donald Trump and he's doing it in a Trumpy way, Gavin Newsom could get away with this. Gavin Newsom could get away with this.
Yeah, because he's been,
that-
well now
that's
he's
now
made
his
that part
brand.
of his brand is that he is.
But when it's not part of your brand, and then all of a sudden it looks like you're faking who you were, that's when it hurts. And that's the problem here. Gavin Newsom could do exactly that now. and get away with it.
It's Coco Louie coming to you live from PG County, Maryland, commenting on the Katie Porter story. So it's a few things here. Was it aggressive? Yes. I don't think she should have used the expletives, but I mean, it is what it is. And then also you pointed out this was during COVID. We all were out of our minds at that time. So it's like, just give her a little bit of grace.
The COVID
a little bit of
defense.
grace. Not saying it was right,
is
but
true.
it's just like, we
That
weren't
is a
all
good
the way
point.
there yet.
That is a very good point. I will say that part of, I think the reason why someone went back and found this clip was she was already getting a lot of attention, Katie Porter was, for an interview, a CBS interview that she did earlier in the week. She got annoyed with the questions, in particular, one question about whether she needed Trump voters to support her, and she took off her mic, started to walk out. Now, they eventually saved it and she sat down, but it definitely was not a good look.
I think it hurts to say, I don't want Trump voters. It's too divisive.
Well, police in Los Angeles say they've got their man. The man who they are saying is responsible for one of the most destructive fires here in LA earlier this year, the Pacific Palisades fire. And we told you they got this guy in Florida with the help of federal agents. The suspect's name is Jonathan Rinderknecht. Now, there's one part of this case that seemed a little puzzling to us. It just seems like this is going to be a big problem for prosecutors going forward. In their news conference, they said that the fire that they're saying Jonathan started was on January 1st.
Right.
The Pacific Palisades fire did not erupt until January 7th.
The fire department came and they put out the fire, they thought, on January 1st. Now authorities are saying that it wasn't actually fully put out, that it smoldered for 6 days.
It's something they call a holdover fire.
And then the fire erupted January 7th. And they are charging him with the fire that ignited. But what about that 6-day period? Could somebody say, well, it could have been another hiker who did it? Or could they say, look, the fire department came, charge him with arson for that.
Right.
But as for the 6-day later fire, that's on the fire department to put it out properly.
It seems like this is going to be a holdup.
Will they say that when he's prosecuted?
Well, joining us now is someone who knows all about investigating cases like this and dealing with holdover fires. Mike Marlowe is a former CAL FIRE division chief, was also an arson investigator during his career, and he is joining us now. Mike, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So explain this to us. How could it be that a fire smolders in brush for 6 days and then erupts?
Well, it's highly possible. I'll put it in a very simple visual. If you're ever out camping and you have a campfire, and in the morning when you wake up, that campfire's nothing. There's no flames there. There's nothing, but there's a lot of heat still underground. So that can go unnoticed in a campfire in a controlled environment for quite a bit of time. That's kind of what would probably happen here, from what I'm hearing. Some significant things that happened, though, on New Year's Eve and on January 1st, the temperature was 59 degrees over on the coast. And the winds were southwest at 5, which is onshore, just a gentle wet breeze that comes in, which made the relative humidity 73%. So it's cool, it's very wet, very hard to get a fire going. And that's one reason they contained it at 10 acres. And then if they had some smoldering embers in the root system of a tree or a plant, 7 days later, or 6 days later, when the fire started, the weather was 70 degrees to begin with, and the winds had switched to northwest at 12.5 miles an hour in general. So that's a whole different thing. There's warm, dry Santa Ana winds coming off the inland area, not off the coast. So the relative humidity dropped to 16%. So it went from 73% to 16%, and then we got a bunch of gusty winds up to 100 miles an hour off of those Santa Anas. So it just fanned those flames like your campfire. If you went out there in the morning and you started blowing on it and fanning your hand or a piece of paper to get that going, it would reignite. And that's very possibly what happened here.
So if you're Jonathan Rinderknecht or his attorney and you're in court, isn't it seems, at least to the layman, easy to say, the fire department came, we watched, and in fact, my client took a photo of the area as they were fighting this fire. They put it down, they left. if there was still smoldering or the chance that there were smoldering ashes, why wouldn't the fire department monitor that? Why wouldn't the fire department come back and check on that? Isn't it their responsibility at that point? After my client, by the way, called 911 to get the fire department there.
Yeah, I don't want to second guess anything those guys did out there. Everybody did absolutely the best they could do. Firefighters get down on their hands and knees and feel the ground, even with their backs of their bare hands, to make sure things are out. So what happened here, I have no idea. But it is highly possible that sat there that long and came flying out of there. I bet they were there. They left their hoses in overnight. I understand that first day. They went back. They wetted everything down again on a 10-acre fire. I'm sure they had fire lines around it so it couldn't escape. And I would imagine dozens, if not hundreds, of residents walked through that area over the next several days too and didn't see anything smoldering. But it very possible that it was sitting there underground just waiting for that hot, dry wind to fan those flames, one spark out over the line, and that was it.
I want to make something really clear. I mean, the firefighters in our city, in LA, are heroes. And what they did was not just miraculous that they were able to deal with this, but a lot of them are really suffering long-term effects from it as well. That all said, this is brush country, especially where it was. And the fact that you're saying this is kind of a common thing, we're just thinking, what defense is he going to wage? And it seems like there are two of them. One is that the fire wasn't properly put out. I don't know how that flies with the jury. But the other, which to me is maybe even more compelling, is how can you tell whether it was something smoldering that erupted or some other person came and dropped a cigarette or something like that?
Well, when you're doing fire investigation, there's a process of elimination of what it isn't. So it probably wasn't lightning that day. There's probably not power lines in the area that might have started a fire.
But what about like a cigarette or somebody dropped a match or something like that? Or somebody started another fire?
It's entirely possible. I can't argue that for anybody in court at this point.
Yeah,
but that's kind of interesting.
It's just that time frame, like you said, and yeah, if there's so much opportunity. And especially because the weather changed, then that's when people tend to go up there and they're hiking in that area. It seems like that time frame is going to be a challenge for prosecutors going forward, which again is not to say that the firefighters did anything wrong. It's just this is what the prosecutors have to deal with now that they arrested this guy.
Well, and we don't know, but fire department investigation teams and law enforcement investigation teams might have done a lot of forensic things digitally, cameras. They may have been keeping an eye on the area in other ways that we don't know of. They would eliminate, somebody else doing it. They got a lot of digital forensics, I understand, on this individual that, he was there. He was
right.
Yeah, no, they definitely have placed him there.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, just finally, this made national news. I mean, we had situations where the fire department, the firefighters ran out of water, that there were fire trucks that were in disrepair, that were just sitting in a yard. Do you have confidence that the officials have heard this criticism and are addressing it? Because what I've heard is they keep talking about budget, but half the city burned down, it feels like. So are you feeling like this has been addressed, or are you still worried?
Well, I don't have a lot of confidence in our current political environment here in Los Angeles, or in the state for that matter. I'm sure that they've heard the screams and cries, and they certainly should be taking care of this. I can't second guess anything they did that day. As you know, the fire department and all the first responders did everything possible with the resources they had on hand. What management was doing, I don't have any inside information on that. But I certainly hope it gets addressed, because it's going to happen again. As in California, this happens every year.
Yeah. We really appreciate you coming on. It's really interesting.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Coming up.
Whether you like LeBron James or you don't like LeBron James, you have got to think that this is absurd. There is a Lakers fan who is suing him over this decision part 2.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
TMZ.
I just know you love this. But I think everybody else will see this as a case of the legal system being completely abused to go after LeBron James. Whether you like LeBron James or you don't like LeBron James, you have got to think that this is absurd. There is a Lakers fan who is suing him over this decision part 2 that we told you about a couple of days ago, where we were guessing what it was. And it turned out to have nothing to do with his basketball career and whether he's going to another team or retiring. It was just an ad for a liquor that he is now endorsing. And this fan is pissed because he went out and spent a bunch of money, hundreds of dollars, to buy tickets thinking that this was going to be LeBron James' final season, that he was going to retire. And now he wants his money back. So he has actually filed a lawsuit. And this is ridiculous. He will never, ever win.
Okay.
But he gets his 2 minutes of
So Charles
fame.
just gave his uninterrupted version of this. So now I'm going to give my uninterrupted version. This fan reasonably believed that LeBron James was going to retire because that is clearly what the point of this was. It was a marketing ploy. So people thought it was going to happen. It would put eyes on Hennessy. That was the point. This fan didn't just buy tickets. This fan bought tickets to a game involving the Lakers and one of the teams that LeBron used to play
Cavaliers,
for.
that doesn't
the
count as an interruption.
The Cavaliers, and there is history there, and there's history with decision 1 with that particular team and the rivalry. So this fan went out and bought a ticket thinking, I can watch LeBron play against his old team.
He bought 2 tickets.
2 tickets.
Again, not an interruption.
There is a concept in the law, in contract law, called detrimental reliance. And what that means is if you reasonably rely on what somebody is saying, even if you don't have a formal contract, if you reasonably rely to your detriment, and the detriment is buying tickets, you have a right to sue as if it were a contract and get your money back.
For what it's worth, he paid roughly He paid roughly $400-ish for each ticket, so about $800 total, so $865 total. That's what he's suing LeBron for. He says now they're worth around $100 a piece, so he says they've lost extreme value. I will say I spoke with him yesterday. His name's Andrew Garcia. He's a 29-year-old lifelong Lakers fan, and he said one of the biggest reasons that he spent this money.
Isn't that long, it's 29.
It's not that short. He said one of the biggest reasons was when he missed Kobe Bryant's farewell. He said, I can't do it again. And he wanted to make sure that he caught this one. Obviously, it's not the last game of the year, but it's his last ever game against Cleveland, which, as you noted, was his former team. Big deal. So it's got a sad story to it. I mean, he's a Lakers fan. He wanted to see this. He didn't want to miss out on history again. Now he wants his money back.
Hold on. I heard you saying about detrimental reliance, that he could reasonably rely on this ad as having been about retirement. Ed, isn't there another option that this ad could have been referring to, what his decision could have been, that was not retirement, that was perhaps going to another team?
Correct.
That there's going to be a trade?
Correct.
That's what he was going to announce?
There was,
well, I guess
yes.
You could not reasonably rely then, sir,
Wait a minute.
that it was going to be about retirement.
Yes, you could.
Because if he's going to another team, then buying the tickets would be stupid. He's not even going to be on that team.
That's the case if believing it was retirement was not a...
But that's not the
you
only
didn't let
thing.
me finish.
I actually did.
No, I was actually in the middle of a sentence. I took a breath and you confused that for me stopping the sentence.
Happens all the time here.
Hey, I'm Anthony from North Carolina, and I fully believe that you cannot sue based off of assumption. I don't think that he's going to win this simply because LeBron did not come out of his mouth and say, hey, y'all, I'm retiring. And then a few hours later, he said, I'm just kidding. This is all based on assumption. And in my opinion, it's going to be really hard to win that case.
What did you think he was talking about when he said decision 2?
Me personally, I knew that it was going to be a marketing thing because LeBron has done this multiple times. And as big as LeBron is, and as long as he's been playing in his league, I'm pretty sure he would tell us that he's going to retire.
That is a better argument.
He's done it multiple times.
That is a better argument than the one Charles made. Good job.
Coming up.
Wendy Williams has not won the war, but she won a battle today, a battle with her ex-husband over her money, essentially, and his efforts to say that he has any say in her finances at the moment.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Wendy Williams has not won the war, but she won a battle today, a battle with her ex-husband over her money, essentially, and his efforts to say that he has any say in her finances at the moment.
It was a weird lawsuit. So her ex-husband, who Wendy does not like, and there was a bitter, contentious divorce, filed this weird lawsuit saying he was filing it on behalf of Wendy against, all sorts of people, saying that, this guardianship's illegal, and I think the Lifetime thing may have been involved, the documentary she did. And he does not have a dog in this fight. I mean, he is the ex-husband. He has no, what we call in the law, privity of contract with Wendy Williams, and it's
what was
a
the
bogus
phrase that
case.
he tried to say, that he was the next friend?
It's ridiculous.
To her?
The next
is
friend.
acknowledging that, no, we're not married, but I'm still her next
But in the
friend.
lawsuit, he claimed personal damages of $250 million. It was this weird thing. Presumably that was on her behalf and she would get it. I mean, putting aside the silliness of the lawsuit.
Right.
But he said that I am owed $250 million. It was just a bizarre lawsuit.
So the judge dismissed it today.
Yeah.
And as the judge, we knew the judge would. I mean, this guy has no. And then the question is, why was Kevin Hunter Sr. really suing? I wonder what the answer to that is, because it's not like he was looking out for Wendy the way that,
what was their
he seems to be.
relationship in the years after their divorce? Would they remain tight?
Bad.
Bad.
No, it's
so the idea
it's always
that
been bad. And
even during the marriage.
Really bad.
Yes. So the idea that he would step into her
really
shoes
bad.
as the next friend is bizarre.
Right. I mean, clearly he was just trying to find some legal loophole. But by the way, you spoke to Wendy
a couple minutes ago, and we can't show her on video because she's locked in this prison that they call a
memory care unit.
Yeah. Kevin Hunter Sr., your ex-husband, they dismissed the case?
When it was at a federal court hearing, earlier this morning. And, of course he wants to steal my money, the ex. In the meantime, it's been dismissed, and I'm happy. Why not?
By the way, I just got to talk about when you hear her, and I hear you speaking to her all the time, it's like, you just heard her. That woman does not sound like someone who needs to be under any care, certainly not in a memory care unit, and yet she's still at this facility.
She's been in this guardianship for 3 years. And I talked to her for 45 minutes a few days ago. And I'm telling you, she is as lucid. She was really lucid, objectively lucid, but as much as she was 15 years ago. And, even if she has this disease that they say she has, frontotemporal dementia, if somebody gets diagnosed with Alzheimer's, they don't put them in a guardianship the day they get diagnosed. If they can't take care of themselves and there's no one to take care of them at that point, maybe. But not now, when she's perfectly lucid and capable and has people who can help her. And the idea she's in this guardianship where the guardian is spending blowing $25,000 a month on this facility. The guardian is making hundreds of dollars an hour. And there are all these people who are making money off the backs of Wendy Williams locked in that unit. And she doesn't even know. She's been asking, how much money do I have left? They're not even telling her that. And the idea that she is lingering in this unit is outrageous.
Can I say something that doesn't add up? And we've seen Wendy out and about a little bit more in recent months. But you should know that even though when she goes out, she still has to get approval to go out every time. Here's my point is, and when we've seen her out, this is at New York Fashion Week when she was out, she is clearly fine. If she weren't fine, if she really were suffering the effects of dementia at this moment, why would they be saying, yes, it's okay to go to Fashion Week? And she doesn't go with she doesn't have a nurse with her.
She does have a bodyguard now.
She has a bodyguard,
right.
Yes. You wouldn't let someone just go to a Fashion Week event if she were truly suffering from the effects of dementia.
There is an answer to that. The guardianship is. That's the answer.
Hey, this is Patrick from Phoenix calling to comment on Wendy Williams. I can't agree with you guys more. We all just heard her on the phone. She sounds perfectly clear and lucid. Memory care unit that she's being confined to. This is a circus. I agree that it is completely unjustified. And the ex-husband, he didn't have standing anyways. But throw that out. You guys are right.
Well, former Vice President Kamala Harris has been making some headlines this week.
Yes.
For her book and some language that she's used on the tour. What did she say? These are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I was trying to figure out how I could clean it up. I can't. So we got her husband out at LAX, who's apparently not on the book tour with her right now.
Doug Emhoff.
Doug Emhoff is a very accomplished attorney.
Attorney in Los Angeles now. He was on his way to Paris, it seems, and our camera guy Charlie actually talked to him for a while, and I think this is
regrets. Does he have a few?
It's a question.
How's things going for you since the election loss? Have you guys emotionally sort of pushed it to one side?
We're moving on, and she's on her book tour. She's traveling. I'm traveling at work, so it's all good, man.
Do you think? Do you ever think about the sliding doors? How different things might be?
Just doing my thing, traveling, working. It's all good.
What are you focusing on now that that's all over with?
Focusing on family, reconnecting, work, and being a good husband to her, supporting her.
Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl. It's becoming a very political thing that Bad Bunny is playing the Super Bowl. What do you think about it?
I love it. I love Bad Bunny.
You do? You're a fan?
It's great.
Okay, predictable.
Most of it predictable, but I feel like there was
a pause.
The pause when the question about sliding
door,
and he was just sort of like, oh, I kind of felt for him. Like he felt something that he wasn't comfortable saying, that he knew he shouldn't say.
I know people who know people.
Mm-hmm.
He loved being second gentleman. Loved it. Loved it. And it had to be a huge disappointment.
I would imagine.
Well, predictable isn't the word you want to describe your clip, but despite that, I did feel the headline was despite me, the fact that this guy was very close to flying on Air Force One, but instead he's flying Air France and having to deal with the likes of me. So, I mean, the sliding doors of that, I think, are very interesting. And I think from his sort of non-answer, it was an answer. How can you not? How can you not think about that?
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting that he didn't feel like he could say it, right? I mean, what would have been wrong with saying, yeah, of course I think about that. I'm human. Of course I think about it, but
it's one of those.
But we're moving forward.
But it's one of those you don't show weakness things.
But how's that weakness?
It's not.
To say,
it's not. But that's always what people think. That you can't say you're bothered by it. You can't say how upsetting it is. But even the first question, which is, are you over it? He didn't say, of course. He didn't say yes. He said, yeah, we're moving on. So it clearly had a huge impact on both of them.
Right.
Coming up.
You can understand Taylor Swift talking about Travis Kelce's junk, but Jason Kelce's wife, Kylie, is now weighing in on Wood.
Do I need that much detail about specifically about my brother-in-law? Probably not.
Be right back.
You can understand Taylor Swift talking about Travis Kelce's junk, private parts, assets, what have you. And maybe even Travis's brother, Jason, as they discussed it on the New Heights podcast. But Jason Kelce's wife, Kylie, is now weighing in on Wood. This is the song on Taylor's new album that is really just about sex with Travis.
Right.
You expect his brother to give him a little, jab over it.
Which he did.
It seems a little awkward to me for Kylie to be talking about it on her podcast, Not Gonna Lie.
Awkward, but totally predictable.
Well, predictable what she had to say about it?
No, predictable she would talk about it.
All right, well, here it is.
My favorites on the album are definitely Wishlist, Opalite, and Who are we kidding? Would. Here's the deal. Do I need that much detail about specifically about my brother-in-law? Probably not, but also, good job, Trav. That's it. Guys, yes. 1,000% yes. That's women supporting women. Proud of you.
By the way, this was...
How is that women supporting women? This is a woman supporting her brother-in-law.
This was pitched totally wrong in the morning meeting because they said she had issues with it. She has no issues with it. She's applauding. She's proud of it. Go Travis.
But I can't... She's totally proud of Travis, but then she said it's women supporting women.
Women supporting other women being able to talk that freely about things.
Oh, that she can talk
That's
about
what
it.
she's saying.
Sing about it. Okay.
Oh, I've been duped. I've been duped.
Happens more often than you know.
Jordan from Oklahoma. Kelce has such an amazing sense of humor and really is kind of speaking how a lot of us were, what a lot of us were thinking. Do we need that much information? Probably not, but good for Taylor to be able to talk about it. And, women supporting women in the way that we're happy for her. Good on Taylor that she gets such a great song.
I'm just thinking
about... I think you kind of talked yourself right into a corner there. Weren't really sure what to say.
It is amazing how everybody has just benefited from this
Everyone
stardom.
in the...
Yeah.
Coming up.
You got to feel for Timothy Chalamet. I mean...
His girlfriend's bad luck.
Be right back.
You got to feel for Timothy Chalamet. I mean...
His girlfriend's bad luck.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
You said it in the morning meeting.
I know. I kind of regretted it. I don't want to put it on her. But they had date night last night, and the date night was ruined because Timothy decided, hey, let's go to the Yankees game. What could go wrong? Well, here's what could go wrong. They could lose very badly and get booted out of the playoffs. But they were sitting right there next day.
You can't
in the front row.
blame Kylie Jenner for the loss. Why is it always on the woman?
The Yankees play
basketball thing too.
But yeah, she went to the Knicks games, but you saw her. She was decked out. She had a suitcase full of
Did they win or lose?
And they
Did the
lost.
Knicks win or lose?
I think there was a mix.
No, there's no mix.
There was no
win
mix.
or you
You win
lose.
or you
They
lose.
lost the series.
But that's not her fault. I don't understand why this is always on the
There
girls.
are two sports now where Kylie Jenner has attended.
Here's
and
what
the
we
team
need.
has lost.
Here's what we need from Kylie Jenner.
Okay.
I'm all for Timothy bringing her to the games, and it's great that she's supporting him. She's got to show a little more excitement for it. Like even during the game last night, Timothy got up, was high-fiving people, and she was just sitting there like.
I mean, can you blame her? I mean, he's got a lot of energy. I feel like
She's
she
got to
just
bring some
probably
of that
doesn't know
energy. That's what we need.
She probably doesn't know what's going on. It's a
like,
sports game. How much do you think Kylie Jenner knows about sports?
Well,
she probably doesn't know.
Her dad was an Olympian, so maybe
Yeah.
a little. Maybe a little. I would think.
You know,
and
it's
so
just too much energy.
And there were a lot of basketball players that came and went in the family. So
that's true.
there is that.
What?
She's excited here.
What's that?
It's
Oh,
from
this
the
is
Knicks
her
game.
at the Knicks game.
there's
Can we
some
show that?
emotion.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
excited.
We can show that.
Oh,
one.
look at that.
There you go. She looks happy.
All right. Well, that didn't work either because they lost
mean,
too. So I was wrong.
That's just not her
Big news
fault.
for her. I
Oh,
mean, the Yankees
yeah.
lost.
Movie.
But she's making her acting debut.
This is crazy. Yeah, Kylie Jenner is now going to be in Charlie XCX's A24 film, The Moment.
I wonder if Kylie met the director while he was shooting Marty Supreme.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a connection.
Do they do the show me shock?
Yeah, she might have
And
to she might have to lay off the Botox before they roll cameras.
Hi, I'm Tatum from Dallas, Texas, and I totally agree. I think it was so cute that they did date night in the Bronx. Charlie's from New York. But I do agree, Kylie needs to show more enthusiasm. I mean, it was cute of her outfit, of course, to show up and show out for her boyfriend's up-and-coming film. Her jacket said Marty Supreme. But yeah, it would be nice to show a little enthusiasm, especially considering her dad was such a Olympian.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up.
Well, Dancing with the Stars is working out for Robert Irwin.
He's getting a lot
Steve
of attention.
Irwin.
Well, he took his shirt off and got a lot of attention for it.
Well, we got him out here in LA. This is what he had to say about another offer he got.
Be right back.
Dancing with the Stars is working out for Robert Irwin.
He's getting a lot of
Steve Irwin,
attention.
one of the favorites, and in fact, apparently he's a big favorite with some casting people who are watching.
Well, he took his shirt off and got a lot of attention for it.
Well, we got him out here in LA. This is what he had to say about another offer he got.
Chippendales wants you to perform in Vegas. Would you accept their offer?
No, not at the moment, mate. Not at the moment. I think what you saw in the salsa on week 3, that's the extent of what I'm willing to do.
Okay.
I don't mind being edgy, but that's I'll leave that to those guys.
Edgy? That's not the word I would use. He's an incredibly good-looking guy, but edgy?
Definitely not edgy.
We had a big talk about this in the newsroom today. Alexa, real quick.
Yeah.
Do you like Robert Irwin or do you like
Yes.
edgier?
Edgier than Robin Irwin? I feel like Robert Irwin has edginess in him. I mean, have you seen him hold a snake and like touch those big spiders and stuff? Or do you mean edgy as in like yell at me and beat me?
It's edgy is
Not
different
into
for
that.
everybody.
Your choice.
Personal preference.